I thank the representative of France for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of China.
President, I thank Special Coordinator Winnisland for his briefing. The conflict in Gaza has been ongoing for over 8 months and caused unprecedented destruction and a humanitarian disaster. The international community has long since reached an overwhelming consensus. The GA, ESS, and the Security Council have adopted many resolutions calling for an immediate and durable ceasefire, the release of all hostages, and the removal of obstacles to humanitarian access and effective protection of the safety of the humanitarian workers. After announcing a 3-phase ceasefire proposal on May 31st, the U.S. spearheaded the adoption of Resolution 2735 by the Council, urging Israel and Hamas to accept and implement the proposal. At the time, the U.S. claimed that Israel already accepted the ceasefire proposal. Regrettably, until now, we haven't seen tangible signs from Israel of its agreement to a lasting ceasefire. On the contrary, we have witnessed its continued large-scale military operations and repeated attacks on refugee camps in Rafah, Nusrat, and Gaza City, again and again resulting in new and major casualties, and putting UNRWA, ICRC, and other humanitarian institutions in danger. There must be an immediate ceasefire, and once that is achieved, there should be no restart of the war. It is the core essence of the Council Resolution 2728 and 2735. To rescue hostages, creating more civilian casualties is not the way to go. China urges Israel to heed the resounding call of the international community for it to immediately cease military operations in Gaza and immediately stop the collective punishment of the Gazan population. We call on countries with important influence to bear on the parties to uphold an impartial position and make concrete and sincere efforts for the cessation of hostilities. Gaza is in the grip of a dire humanitarian situation. While Israeli military operations pose a grave threat to humanitarian workers, its suggestion or even accusation of inaction on the part of humanitarian organizations is unacceptable. Under international humanitarian law, Israel has an obligation to protect the safety of humanitarian organizations and workers and to ensure that rapid entry of sufficient humanitarian goods into Gaza and their safe and orderly delivery to all people in need. In West Bank, searches, arrests, and raids by Israeli enforcement agencies against Palestinians are daily occurrences. We call on Israel to effectively curb violence against the Palestinian civilians and stop undermining the basis of governance for the Palestinian National Authority, including by expeditiously returning the withheld tax revenues. China reiterates that settlement activities are in violation of international law and the Council Resolution 2334 and erode the prospect for a two-state solution. Israel must immediately cease all settlement activities. President, as repercussions of the Gaza conflict spill over fast, we are seeing worrisome situations in the Red Sea and along the Lebanon-Israel border. China is gravely concerned about reported Israeli plans of military offensives against Lebanon. As Secretary General Guterres cautioned last Friday, the situation in the Middle East is very precarious and can't afford for Lebanon to become another Gaza. China calls on all parties to exercise restraint and refrain from actions that could exacerbate tensions so as not to plunge the entire